Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Behind the Small Business Podcast. My name is Kevin, and of course, this is always brought to you by Centennial State Insurance Agency. Today, we have a really awesome guest with a really awesome mission, our first nonprofit organization that we've had on today. We have Jenny from Hope House, Colorado, and I'm not even going to try to begin to explain all the awesome things that they do and just in their mission, let alone helping out the community, but we're going to get into all of that. So, Jenny, how are you doing today?
Great. It's Friday. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Life is good.
It sure is. That spring Colorado weather is upon us, and a lot of people are super happy now.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah.
That's great. Well, Jenny, again, thank you for joining us, and I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about Hope House and everything. So I'm just going to kind of start handing it over to you and just ask you the question of what is Hope House? What do you all do? What do you stand for? And we'll just go from there.
Yeah, sure. So Hope House, as you said, we are a nonprofit. Our mission is to help parenting teen moms become self-sufficient. So Hope House we've been around since 2003. I'll give you just some kind of like history of where we started and how we got to where we are today. So over 22 years ago, Lisa Stephen, our founder and executive director, she was a teen mom herself. And as she got older, was then leading a support group, like a teen MOPS group for other teen moms, and really saw that there was this huge need for housing. And that if there was a teen mom who was under the age of 18 who was homeless, there was really nowhere for them to go outside of like potentially into like a foster home. And so felt sort of this like somebody needs to start a home for teen moms, and that somebody became her. And so Lisa shares this amazing story of, feeling called to this of like, all right, we've got to do something, and had another woman that kind of started this with her. And so they started this journey of, okay, we really want to do this housing for teen moms, and started spreading word in the community of something that they wanted to do. And then Lisa gets a call from someone saying, hey, we heard you're looking for a house. And she's like, we are. And he says, I have a house, and you can have it for free, but you have to move it off of the land that it's on to someplace else. Wow. Which is kind of a fascinating, like, who gets a house for free, right?
But you have to move.
But now you have to move that house. And so Lisa talks about like back then, she's like, so back then we still had phone books. And so she's like, I'm looking in the phone book for like house movers. Is this a thing? Does this exist? Right. And finds this guy who says, yep, I could move the house for you, but I can only move it within like a 7-mile radius of where it sits right now. So then Lisa is working with a real estate agent and trying to find land that's within 7 miles of where this free house is that we can have. And trying to find like land that's also zoned for what we need it zoned for, right?
Sure.
And is looking and feeling like we're just striking out and not finding anything. And when she's ready to give up, like Lisa tells a story of like the people that she was working with, she was going into work to tell them like, I just think we're not going to be able to accept this house. We can't find land. We're not going to be able to do this in time. And right before she's getting ready to tell everyone, she gets another call from a church that's just down the street from this house that says, hey, we heard you're looking for land. And we actually have this land that we've owned that our church has wanted to have a house for single moms. It's already zoned, it's like, it's just ready. And it's just down the street. And she's like, and we just want to give you this land for free because it just accomplishes what we wanted this land to be used for. And so it's totally crazy. So we've always called it like, this is the house that God built, because it just felt like it was just like everything was given to us, which is so incredible. So we have this crazy video where like in the middle of the night, the house was like being driven down Sheridan in Arvada. It's like totally crazy. So those were kind of our humble beginnings. And, we get to, in our residential program in the house, we can house up to 6 moms and their kids. The moms get to live there for free. We provide all their transportation, everything that they need. And then really they just get to kind of like focus on all of those self-sufficiency things. So we started with the house, and then I came on staff in 2012. So I've been at Hope House for a little over 13 years, and was brought on to manage our mentoring program that we had. So we were starting to serve moms in the community, not just teen moms that lived in the house, and really expand some of that self-sufficiency programming there. So we were offering a GED and high school diploma program, mentoring program, parenting classes, that kind of stuff, some counseling, healthy relationship classes. There was this plot of land that was in front of the house, our residential house that we started with, that we always dreamed, like, we would love to build a resource center for our moms on that land someday. And then we had a champion. We call our donors champions because they're champions for our cause. And so we had a champion who bought that land for us. And then we did this whole capital campaign to then build this beautiful resource center that we have now. That's where I am today. Is this an amazing Hope House Resource Center that we got to move into in September of 2019. But we had I think it was about 7 years that we were in this like warehouse space up in Westminster, where we were really getting to serve more of the moms in the community, and learn what their self-sufficiency needs were. So we, again, like the programs that we offer, the self-sufficiency programming that we offer for our moms is the GED and high school diploma program, which is often what brings moms in because they have a kiddo. They still want to get that education, but they're like, I need childcare in order to finish my education. And so we provide childcare for the moms while they are here working on their education. And then when they're close to finishing, we're talking to them about further education, right? And like the importance of doing a little bit of that further education so you can make more money and earn more of that self-sufficient wage. And also like a more career type job. Like I would joke with the moms, like, do you want a JOB that stands for just over broke? Or do you want a career? And they're like, what's the difference, right? And
what's the difference? It's a good question.
Yeah. So then we have this amazing opportunity to chat with them about what is the difference between that. And that not only do you get more money if you're willing to do a little bit of further education, but you also get something called benefits. And it can even be just like a certificate program that you're getting, but something like that, but it translates to a job where, Mike, have you ever had a job where you can get paid even when you're not there? Like you can go on vacation and they're going to pay you when you're not there. And they're like, that's a thing? I'm like, yes. So, and if you are sick or your baby is sick and you need a sick day, you can still get paid. So we help walk our moms through all of that, help them with, then like creating a resume and interviewing skills, just to like be able to get those jobs. And then in between all of that, we're also helping with all the in-between stuff, right? So, the moms, when they come in, sometimes they just need their like birth certificate and social security card. Like they've lost all those vital documents. And so we have someone on staff that's helping get all those things back in place, helping them maybe get on some of those human services like food benefits, some like financial assistance, those kinds of things, the childcare assistance to help them as like tools to help them get ahead while they're building. Right. And then we have a legal advocate on staff. So any legal needs that our moms have, we're supporting them with those. We're also helping them get their driver permit and driver license and all the driver's ed stuff, and then have incredible donors that are donating cars so their moms can have transportation to get to where they need to go, which is incredible. And auto repair partners that will help fix their car if they need a car repair. We also are really helping our moms with personal growth. So we also want them to be like, we can work really hard on all of that, like economic self-sufficiency stuff, which is so important. But also if I have had a lot of maybe trauma and abuse in my past, some of those things can get in the way if we're still needing to heal from some of that, right? Can prevent you from really being successful at work because you still are struggling with some of that stuff. And so we do a lot of we offer free counseling for our moms. We have one-on-one like personal growth coaching that's happening with them. We also do a lot of like self-care classes and healthy relationship classes. Like, what does a healthy relationship even look like, right? Like so many things, like you don't know what you don't know. You might not have any idea that maybe you're in an abusive relationship until someone starts pointing out what those things maybe are, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then maybe all of a sudden I'm realizing I am in a toxic, abusive relationship, and now I want some counseling to start processing and working through that.
Right. Right.
So we offer all of that for our moms to really just help them heal and grow and just really, really thrive. So that's
Hmm.
all of, I think, gosh, so I'm parenting classes, all the things, right? There's so many things. We're very holistic and
Sure.
I've just added and grown as we start. Like one of the beauties of Hope House is I feel like when we see a trend of needs with our moms, we're really quick to be able to like, okay, this is something we need. How do we figure out how to bring this in house and make sure that we're filling
Hmm.
this need for these moms? Um, they come in often feeling really judged, right? They're a
Yeah,
really young
I'm
mom. And
sure.
so to be able to provide a place where everyone in this building just loves you, they love your kid. And we just want you to be successful, right? We're a faith-based organization too. So I like to say, like, while our moms are here, like we want them to bump into Jesus while they're
Right.
at Hope House as
Sure.
well, right? And know that like
Exactly.
Jesus loves you, Jesus loves your kid, and we
Hmm.
are just so thrilled to be here to just come alongside you and support you in whatever your goals are, right?
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
and then our newest major thing is that we opened a licensed early learning center also on our campus that has been open for, I think we're at 7 months, 8 months it's been open,
Okay.
which removes a huge barrier, right, of our moms needing childcare. There's often not enough. I mean, Colorado is a childcare
Mm,
desert. There's not enough childcare spots. Um,
interesting.
so being able to provide a childcare center with enough spots for our teen moms kids so that our moms can go to work is huge. It's a game changer. So we're very, very excited about that new endeavor as
Hmm.
well. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, that's a lot of things. I feel like I
That
just
is.
talked for a very long time.
No, no, that's great. And the reason I'm totally great that glad that you went through all of that because
Mhm.
um I had seen a lot of postings about Hope House, through our Centennial State Insurance website or a Facebook page, and
Mhm.
kind of had to, dig in because I hadn't really heard of your organization, right? And so I'm really glad you went through all of that because I think Hope House was something that one I feel has a very important mission. But I hadn't really heard of you all, till I saw some Facebook postings, through the Centennial State Insurance Facebook page there,
Yeah.
and then kind of seeing what it all you all did and stood for, and thought that this is a fascinating business just to begin with, through the scope of work that you all do and the services you provide, but then just the mission behind it all as well. So I think for a lot of people to kind of hear the amount of ways that you provide help, and that vast spectrum of things that honestly things that I wouldn't even thought of. Like I didn't know Colorado was struggled when it came to the amount of childcare available,
Yeah.
um, and then to think that, yeah, as a teen mom that's probably got to be even harder, trying to finance, pay for that, much less find availability. And so it's, there's a lot behind the scenes that we don't think of when it comes to being a teen mom. And then just hearing the services you provide to really counter that and give them the best chance possible is fascinating. Now I do see that, you're the director of partnerships. And one of the things that we talk about a lot during these podcasts is really integrating with the community, right? Fellow businesses, business owners, people in the community. So I'm guessing that your job kind of specifically goes along those lines, but if you kind of want to expand upon that a little bit and what it means by partnerships and what you all do when it comes to looking for partners, and maybe we can look at like how that can be applied to other business owners, or they're nonprofit or for profit, whatever. But I'm sure there's some similarities, but also want to hear about the differences as well.
Yeah, for sure. So my job is twofold. So I'll talk about the first part and then I'll talk about
Sure.
partnerships. So um, half of my job is to open Hope Houses in other places, or we're expanding a little bit. So I was our director of programs for close to 10 years. And I think about 3 years ago, moved into this position where we got to a place of saying, I think we're ready to start replicating and expanding. And so
Hmm.
we have two other locations where we're serving teen moms. We have a Hope House in Greeley up in northern Colorado, serving moms up
Oh,
there.
wow.
And then we have a Hope House in Canyon City, and may have
Okay.
one in Orange County, California opening this year, which is so exciting. So um,
Congratulations. That's awesome.
yeah, so part of my job is getting to help just kind of like coach and our executive directors of those other locations on here's how we do our programming and how we serve our moms at Hope House, right? So that they can get the same kind of support that we do for our moms here in the Denver metro area. The other half of my job is partnerships. So it is going out and meeting with other businesses, agencies, nonprofits in the community that are doing things that we don't already do at Hope House that could provide additional supports to our teen moms. So that can look like auto repair partners, right? If you're an owner of an auto repair shop and feel like you want to donate, like we have several that will say, we'll donate X dollars worth of car repair for teen moms' cars annually, right? Which is huge. So, I mean, we're a nonprofit, right? So the budget is small. We fundraise a lot, but things like that are so important to help our moms. It can also look like if you are a therapist and want to provide some free counseling to our moms, that it fills a huge need. I mean, the list goes on and on. We have people that will donate like furniture and clothing and diapers and wipes. Like we have a whole boutique of just like all that stuff adds up and gets expensive. Like diapers and wipes are so expensive. And I remember when my kids were out of diapers, I'm like, woo, like it's like a whole budget line to like cross out, right?
Spend the money.
Yeah. So to be able to like remove that barrier for the moms and provide all of like the hygiene products they need, like everyone needs shampoo and conditioner and soap and toothpaste and all that. So we provide all of those things for the moms as well as clothing. And so people that want to come in and partner with us to provide that. We also have a lot of housing partners, which are so important. So earlier I was talking about our house, and we can serve, we can house up to 6 moms, but last year we served 270 teen moms from all over the Denver metro area. And a lot of them need housing, right? And so we have established some really great partnerships with other housing programs around the Denver metro area that will house our moms to remove that housing barrier so that they can then come here to our resource center and really keep working away on all of those self-sufficiency goals that they're working towards. So housing partners are huge. Sometimes we will have like owners of like an apartment complex that'll say, we'll set aside some apartments that for your moms at like more of a discounted rate, right? Is something we've done before, or apartment complexes that will give a discounted rate for rooms, or, so there's some of that, but there's also a lot of transitional housing program out there that we partner with that are phenomenal. What else? So many things. Like, I mean, I'll have people reach out, which is very cool, who have heard about Hope House and say, how can I help? What do you need? And we'll bring them in for a tour and then just chat. There's so many organizations do good work. I'm like, yeah, our moms need that. Like, let's talk, let's bring you in. Like, if you're a person who has some kind of expertise that can provide support to teen moms, I want to meet with you. I want to know you. I want to bring you in and figure out how we can work together. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think I'm just going to say this for anybody listening, business owners out there, and you've heard any of our other podcasts where I've talked about really the importance of connecting with your community in multiple ways. And you're maybe looking for a place to start, reach out to Hope House. It sounds like believe me, they're going to need your help in any number of ways. And it's so cool to see that all these companies, all these businesses are stepping up to help you all out. So it's really promising. And hopefully we get, some more businesses on board to help you out here as well. So looking at, interesting that you interact with a lot of these business owners, specifically in regards to the community and trying to find partnerships. So I think, I'm guessing you've seen a lot of, what the business owners go through on their side versus you as a nonprofit. So could you maybe break down a little bit, what are some of the differences that you see working in a nonprofit versus maybe some of the struggles that a business owner has that are specific to you, Hope House specifically? What are some of the differences there that maybe other people that want to start a nonprofit or work in a nonprofit will probably benefit from knowing?
Ooh, that's an interesting question to think about. I mean, as a nonprofit, it really does run very similar to like running a business, right? For us,
Okay.
we, instead of having a product that we're selling, I mean, we're promoting like, here's the good work that we're doing.
Yeah, sure.
But we're doing like fundraisers to try to bring in that money so that we can do what we do, right? So
Right.
very different than business owners in that sense. So we, one of the ways we accomplish that fundraising, or we do it in many, many ways, but every year we have 3 major fundraising events. So coming up on May 2nd, May 3rd, whatever that Saturday is, we have our annual 5K, which is one of
Okay.
our fundraisers that we do every year. It's super fun, really great family event. We do that out at the Apex Center. There's a great trail that we have. So we have our 5K every year. We also have a golf tournament that we do in the summer at Sanctuary Golf Course, which is incredible golf course.
Hmm.
That's our other fundraiser. And then in the fall, we always do our gala. So we have 3 major events that we do to fundraise, but then also have lots of small events in between, and
Sure.
also write some grants to bring in some extra funding. But feel very blessed to have champions in the community that just want to give and donate and support so that our teen moms have what they need and can be successful. And I think we do a really good job of sharing stories of impact, of like, here is one of our moms, and here is
Yeah.
like how incredible she is, because this is where she started, and like she did all this work, and now she's self-sufficient and a homeowner and has a career and is just thriving.
Jeez,
So
yeah.
we love getting to share those stories of, we provide the tools and they're empowered to take advantage of them and do it, and just we get to cheer them on as they go, which is incredible.
Right.
So I think that meeting with some of the business owners, you hear of the struggles of, sometimes you are successful one year and other years you're not, right? And so sometimes I
Very true.
have business owners that we, every year, that's kind of reassessing our agreement of what they want to give or do.
Sure.
Maybe specifically can be some of those auto repair partners that we have, of like, money's tighter this year, so we're unfortunately aren't able to give as much as we were last year in donating car repairs. And then other years they're like, we had a great year, we really want to support
We're
more,
gonna.
right? And so we understand that, because the same thing happens at Hope House, right? You have years where you have very successful fundraising and other years where it feels tighter, and you're just kind of like day to day, like we're just playing it by ear and what we do and working with what God's given us, right? So
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that you're right. A lot of regular business owners don't have to deal with is fundraising,
Mhm.
and so it's a very unique, a operating challenge that you all have to face year in and year out. And so I think for a lot of, again, I'm just gonna go back to businesses really finding ways to help out their community. I mean, whether it's Hope House or someone else, finding what you can do to provide, right? You have to be smart about it. You can't, you know, give too much, right? Because then it's just, you're putting yourself in a situation where, are you going to be open if you keep giving too much, right? When you can't afford it. Um, so I guess for any business owners out there, being smart about what you can provide, but I would say that any kind of assistance that you give to these kind of organizations like Hope House, it goes a long way, a long way. So, you just mentioned volunteerism and, moving away from like the fundraising kind of support thing, but, how do you guys approach getting volunteers, integrating them? What kind of stuff do they provide? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another unique thing about a nonprofit, is also we could not survive without our volunteers. We need volunteers to help with all of our events that maybe are coming in and doing tutoring with our moms, right? Or just coming in and like cooking a meal and providing food for our moms and kids. We also always need volunteers that come and help in our early learning classrooms to hold our babies and play with our kiddos, because as a nonprofit, again, like our budget is tight, and so we want majority of our money to go towards our moms and kids and not towards all the other things. So we try to keep our staffing minimal and then really heavily recruit volunteers to fill those needs for us to be able to provide the services really well, to what we do.
Mhm.
So if you're someone who is like, I may not have a lot of money to give, we will take your, but you have time, we will
Yeah.
take your time too. And so,
Time is just as valuable. Yeah.
exactly, it's just as valuable, right? So bring in your time, your treasures, your talents, all those things. We will gladly accept all of that and plug you in. Um, anyone that is interested in plugging in at Hope House can go to our website, hopehousecolorado.org. And it's very easy to navigate if you're a volunteer wanting to plug in that way. You can figure out if you're wanting to donate, you can do that. You can also come in, like if anyone wants to come in and just do a tour of our campus to see what we do in action, it's pretty amazing to see. And I love doing the tours because it's inspiring me every time I do it, of like, gosh, like it's so amazing what our teen moms can do.
Sure. Yeah.
So I
Agree.
invite anyone in for tours. Also, if anyone knows of a teen mom that's looking for resources, moms to qualify, they can go to our website, but they have to be between the ages of 15 and 21 and parenting already. So if you are a mom that is parenting in between the ages of 15 and 21, we would love to plug you in. Everything we do is free at Hope House. There's just a quick, like if you go on our website and apply, it's just a quick short application form, and then someone will call you and bring you in for an orientation for you to just see everything that's available for free to you as a teen mom. And then that mom gets to pick and choose what they want to participate in, because every mom's needs are different. So they choose. Yeah.
Well, giving them that, that safe place, where they feel they're not being judged. They have the options, that they can tailor to what they need, So, I would encourage anyone to go out there and set up a tour, with you, Jenny, and everything. Because I think, especially as a business owner, you may not think of, what can my business really provide, until you see something, you go, actually, like, we could maybe partner in something like this. Or at the end of it, you're just like, I don't see anything we can really do on a business side, but I'll volunteer.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and also I'll say, like, if you're a business owner, we are always looking for business sponsors for some of our events. That's kind of a win-win for the business owner, right? Like, we are going to promote your business at our fundraiser as one of our sponsors. So that's another way that can feel like it's a win-win for both too.
It's all about community. It really is. And if I've learned anything over the 10th episode now, congratulations, by the way, we've hit the double digits with you joining us today. But one of the things I've learned very quickly over the first 10 episodes, talking to just these wide variety of business owners, is how important that community is. And it's that give and take. It's that respect, right? We'll help you, you help us. And it goes across all these kind of different boundaries, and so again, I probably said it 4 or 5 times on various episodes, but if you're a new business owner and you feel like it's all about competition, I have to be the best restaurant, in the area. I have to be the best mechanic, whatever. That's great. You want to be as good as you can, but that doesn't mean you neglect all the people around you. That doesn't mean you don't reach out and find ways to help and support other business owners, the people in the community, things like Hope House. It's really, I think, what I'm seeing in the businesses that are succeeding really well, they have a strong foundation in partnering with their community. And this is just another great example and a great idea for people who may be looking for unique ways to give back and help out. So I think, everything you're saying is it's fantastic to hear about all the success you have on your side as well. And the things you provide.
Thank you. Yeah. We are a big believer in relationship first, right? Like, relationships are so important, and not just with our moms. We want to be in relationship with all of our champions and our donors and our partners and our volunteers. Like, we just wholeheartedly believe in that relationship piece is just so transformative. So,
yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I know you kind of already talked about the website and, how to reach out and contact you, but I just want to give you an opportunity. Anything else you want to share with the audience, or, any other upcoming events you want to highlight, or things maybe you're looking for, in terms of partnerships or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like I've said all the things, but again, like hopehousecolorado.org, there's all the information there. Our 5K is coming up next month. So if you want to come and run with us, that's a really fun event. We also have just like a fun run. If you don't want to do the 5K, you can just come and just walk with your family. I'm not a big runner, so I typically do the like mile walk with my kids, and then we have a little vendor village at the
later.
end. That's fun. Yeah. That's a really fun event and a way to just kind of like an easy way to connect with us initially. But again, if anyone wants to come in for a tour and see what we do in action and see how they could get involved, I'm happy to give a tour, get to know you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, Jenny, seriously, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story. Really excited to kind of see you guys continue to grow. It's fantastic to hear that you have, other locations, one in California, and, hopefully this continues to be successful for y'all. And if there's anything we can do here at Centennial State Insurance Agency, let us know. And hopefully you continue to find success down the line as well. But appreciate you joining me and sharing your story.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. So again, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Check out Hope House, Colorado, if you are looking for ways to donate, partner, volunteer, anything like that. But we will see you back next time on yet another episode of Behind the Small Business Podcast. Again, brought to you by Centennial State Insurance Agency.